Welcome to this week's Mounting Yard preview. My name is Bella Anderson, I'm Betfair's Mounting Yard analyst, and this weekend we are racing at the Valley Friday night for the Group 1 Moir Stakes, and it is going to be such a phenomenal night of racing. I am that excited to get on track. Race 2 is for the 3-year-old colts and geldings over the 1200 metres, and both Armed Forces and Coincide looked spot on at their last starts. Mahaba is here second up. First up, wasn't thrilled with the way in which he'd returned. He was quite tense and worked up and anxious in the manner in which he was parading. He was also a little bit off in his coat and had a fair bit of physical improvement to come as well. So hopefully with that run under the belt, really looking forward to hopefully seeing Maraba look a bit more improved. Brave Mead is obviously the key runner in this field, the early market favourite, this colt. He's a really lovely looking horse. He's got a great attitude on him. First up, he was hard fit. He barely had any improvement to come. He was really forward fitness wise, tucked up midsection, lots of muscle definition behind, glowing, radiant coat, good demeanour, like I mentioned. But on type now, he's definitely looking like a horse that's going to appreciate further. So I'm going to leave that with you guys, the form analysts, to decide on whether or not you agree or disagree. But on type, he definitely looks like he's going to be wanting further, probably the 1400 metres sooner rather than later. He's just quite lean and athletic now and has a bit more of a... He's just got that build of a horse that's looking for more ground, and especially the way he moves as well. So that would be the only question mark for me with Brave Mead, but definitely hard fit first up. Not much more improvement to come. Race 5 is the Group 2 Stut Stakes over the 1600 metres for the 3-year-olds. Griff really liked the way he looked last start. The rise in distance is going to be right up this horse's alley. Mojave Desert, he is a question mark for me in this field. $950,000 yearling, and he looks quality. He's a lovely type of horse, and last start, I thought he still had some fitness improvement to come, I think, hopefully with that run under his belt. But considering I thought he had fitness improvement rising in 200 metres in distance here, that is the question mark for me. So hopefully if he's fit enough on Friday night, he should be competitive. King of Fighters, don't be concerned at all if you see him get quite toey and warm in the mounting yard. This is very normal characteristics for this horse. But rising in distance, you always want to see a horse relax as well. So as long as it's not too much, not wasting too much energy, just the minimal toey warm that I've seen from him previously is the key thing with King of Fighters, but he's hard fit and the rise in distance, which should suit on type. Autumn Angel, she is the only filly in the field, and she's quite underwhelming to look at this stage in her career. She still very much looks like a filly. She's quite physically immature. She's not as balanced as she, I imagine, eventually will be. She's quite plain. So I think your form's definitely going to be the best guide with Autumn Angel. But in saying that, she's definitely hard fit. Race 6 is the Group 2 Stock Stakes for the mares over the mile. And the word excited doesn't even come close to describing my feelings for getting into this mounting yard. I am so looking forward to seeing Amelia's Jewel once again. It was love at first sight when I saw her at Flemington for the first time last start. She is simply a magnificent thoroughbred. She's short, she's not tall or big by any means, but despite being quite short, she is just quality. She's exceptionally built. She's well balanced, well proportioned. She's got strength in all of the right areas. She is just the epitome of what a thoroughbred should look like. She moves particularly well. She's got a lovely loose stride on her. She was really glowy and healthy in the coat. She had a touch of improvement to come, just shedding that last little bit of winteriness, but I loved the colour. She couldn't have been any healthier. Really forward fitness wise, she had minimal improvement to come. I think here second up, she's going to be mightily hard to beat, and I think she really does justify the short quote. She's special, she looks special, and she just has quality written all over her. Her demeanour is perfect. She walked around, she had a really good look at Flemington for the first time. There were, as you can imagine, a lot of people there to admire Amelia's Jewel, and she had a good look at the crowd. She kind of enjoyed, I think she got a bit of a thrill seeing everyone's eyes on her, having the attention. She just relished it. She was alert, she was quite purposeful in the way she moved, and she was just ticking every box there is to tick in the mounting yard. So cannot wait to see Amelia's Jewel, and if you're going to be close to Moonee Valley, I cannot recommend enough coming to see this girl. She's really well and truly worth it. Note, aside from her, even though I do think it's a bit of a one-act affair, Toey is normal for both Deny, Knowledge and Papillon Club. Race 7 is the highlight of the night, the feature event, the Group 1 Moir Stakes over the 1,000 metres, and the headline act is the mighty mare Imperatriz. She was simply sensational first up. She couldn't have run any better. She was enormous, and not only that, but she looked enormous in the mounting yard. She returned in outstanding order. She was forward fitness, but definitely had improvement to come. So looking forward to seeing how she's progressed with that run under her belt. She couldn't have had a better coach. She was radiating. It was summer. It was glowy. She's always been a lovely mare to look at in the yard. She's really beautifully proportioned and has really good balance to her for a sprinter. She's really strong and powerful and just has so much muscle on her. I've seen her twice now and have loved the way she's presented both times. She is in herself quite special to look at. She's quite tight in her action. That's very normal. It can be quite normal for sprinters. They don't always have that really nice loose stride you see with horses that get over more ground. So don't be concerned if she does look quite tight and stiff in her action, but gorgeous mare and only had minimal improvement to come from first up. So she definitely has the ability to improve from that first up run fitness-wise. Rothfire, he was the pick of the yard first up, although Imperatriz certainly gave him a run for his money, but hard fit first up. He had barely any improvement to come. I'd suggest he was at his peak then. So bear that in mind when doing your form for Rothfire, but he returned in great order. He was ticking every box, couldn't have looked better, so no knocks from Rothfire. Asfoora, the complete opposite of Imperatriz. I think Imperatriz is going to dwarf her. Asfoora is just a little pocket rocket. She's mini, she's fast, she's speedy, very different to Imperatriz, but she's also a box ticker. She does nothing wrong in the yard. She's hard fit. 4 weeks between runs is right up her alley, and if she's maintained her condition from what she had last start, she is going to be in competitive enough order. But Imperatriz, another one who's definitely worth getting to the mounting yard to have a look at. Coming into this spring, I was a little bit nervous about what horses I'd be looking forward to seeing over the carnival. We'd had Nature Strip retired, a champion of mine who I've been so fond of over his career. Animo, another horse I've simply been obsessed with, and I'm Thunderstruck, who we saw sadly pass away. Those 3 horses have been the poster children. I've been so obsessed with them. I've been their #1 fans. I'd dress up in the jockey silks if I could. They're just 3 horses that I have admired for so long, and with them all not being around this spring, I was a bit like, oh, what am I going to look forward to? I've got no real champs to get heavily invested in. And then 2 girls came along, Imperatriz and Amelia's Jewel. To say I am enamored, obsessed with, just in awe of these 2 horses is an understatement, and I am just that excited that we've got them both racing at the Valley on Friday night would be an understatement. I think these 2 girls are really special. I think they're the future stars of our racing industry, and I'm just so happy that I've got 2 more horses that have come into my little black book that I can just be so excited to see whenever they hit the track. And I think we're so lucky that they're both going to be at the Valley Friday night. So that's a wrap on this week's Mounting Yard preview. I cannot recommend you getting on course to the Valley enough to see these 2 future stars. I think they're really special, and they certainly look like exquisite thoroughbreds in the Mounting Yard. So stay tuned for my Mounting Yard live from the Valley on Friday night. My Twitter, Betfair's Twitter as well for the live updates, as long as the Betfair hub. But really exciting racing with special superstars, and I just cannot wait.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.